Thank you very much, Mark. Yes, Sean Boyd, the chief of Agnico-Eagle. Thanks for joining us on Bloomberg.
Great to be here.
Now you've got what? You've got 4 mines in Canada. You've got 1 in Finland, 1 in Mexico. Let's start off. And what are you doing right now to expand production?
Well, we're doubling production this year in 2010 over last year, and that's really the culmination of building 5 brand new mines over the last few years. In fact, 2 years ago we had 1 mine running. As of this past weekend, we poured our first bar at Meadowbank in Canada. We've got 6 mines pouring gold right now.
And you said earlier we were talking about how you got lucky. What do you mean you got lucky?
Well, we made the decisions to build these mines and to make acquisitions a few years back when gold was under $500. So these mines are just ramping up now when we're seeing this big surge in output when gold's $1,100.
What kind of cost structure do you have to actually get the gold out of the ground?
Well, that's one of the nice things about these mines. We invested over $2 billion to build them. For that, we've got 5 brand new mines. The average cost is well below the industry average. We're coming in about $390 to $400 cash
$390
cost.
to $400 cash cost to get the gold out of the ground. So all that extra money, about $600, that's all gravy to you.
Good margin, and what we're going to do with that is we're going to reinvest in these existing properties because there's expansion opportunities still there because they're still brand new. We're optimizing, we're expanding, and we're also going to pay a bigger dividend as we move forward. We've paid one for 28 years, which is unusual in the gold business. We love paying them, so now that we've built these mines, we look to return some of that.
How much more on the dividend side can we expect?
Well, we make those decisions every year. We make it in December, so now that we've come off that big construction phase, we'll decide what we can afford to do next December, but I think the trend is up there.
Tell me what's happening in Finland, for example. You got Kitala right there. What are you doing there? You're going to expand the operation?
It's a big mine. It continues to grow. We had our biggest reserve increase at any of the mines this year. Our reserves are up 25%. We're just ramping up that production. We've got a big expansion study there because the deposit has grown so dramatically, and what we're looking is big infrastructure. The study's going to take us about a year to complete, so we'll have more news about this time next year on what we're going to do in Finland, but it's our biggest single deposit in terms of potential.
Talk about this whole idea of reserves and resources and why that transformation to reserves is so important for a mining company.
Well, all of these deposits that we have underground potential. Several of them are open pits, but they do extend at depth. And as you drill out deposits, you generate a resource, and then what you do is tighten up the drill spacing within that resource outline. Once you tighten up that spacing, they are then recategorized as gold reserves. So our reserves grew this year, our resource grew greater. We feel that as we tighten up the drill spacing going forward, we'll move more of that big resource into reserves, and that's going to drive further increases in output.
How about business in Mexico, in the Mexican operations? Are you going to be expanding there as well?
We've got 2 tracks of expansion there. It's a bit unique. We're going to expand the main mine horizon, which we're studying right now, but our exploration's been very successful there. We've made 2 new discoveries in 2009, and those look like they can be standalone, smaller operations, but collectively they will allow us to grow output in Mexico.
Now, you mentioned earlier about getting lucky. Are miners in general, is everybody lucky in the mining industry right now? Are you going to stay that way?
Mining's a tough business, and when you look at gold output, it hasn't done much in the last 7 or 8 years. It continues to be a tough business, even at $1,100 gold. I think we got fortunate because we did our homework. Our technical team, we've worked together. I've worked with them for over 20 years. We're measured, we're focused. We only go in pro mining regions. That's been a big part of our success.
What about acquisitions? Should we look for acquisitions from Agnico-Eagle?
We've done a lot in the last few years. We've done 3 and 5 years, and that's really boosted our output. We'll be selective, we'll be measured, we continue to look, but we've got good growth with the existing pipeline, and we can expand beyond that. We got our eyes open, but we're going to be measured and selective.
I guess we're going to have to wait to see what happens there as well. All right, I want to thank you very much, Sean Boyd, Chief Executive, coming to us from Agnico-Eagle.